Hello, I am here to share what little knowledge I have on using a Cricut to cut your Colorstreet. This is what I created. I cut the scarves with the Cricut and I cut the buttons with a punch. This is only the second time that I have attempted using my Cricut. The first time it was a total fail, and what I realize now, it's because my design was too intricate. I was trying to do a pumpkin for Halloween, and it had like curly cues coming off the stem, and it could cut it in vinyl, but it couldn't cut it on the Colorstreet. So keep that in mind when choosing your design. So what I did was I went to Design Space and I searched snowman scarf, and I just looked through for a design that I thought would work. It happened to be a full-on snowman, so when I loaded it into the Design Space, I ungrouped it and I isolated the scarf. And I started doing test prints using a Post-it note until I found a size that would work. The nice thing about using the Post-it notes is if you put the sticky spot on top, you can actually pick up the cut and stick it to your nail to see if the size is going to work. This one's kind of lost its sticky, but you get the idea. So I wanted my design to go off the edge of the nail, and so this one looked like it was going to be perfect. So once you find your size, you just put your Post-it note back in the same spot. So I just used this corner so I could line up the Post-it note on every cut. And then all you do is peel up the corner, and you take your strip and set it down, and then you can move it around and shift it until you find a spot that will give you a good cut. This is nice because, like, for instance, on a patterned piece, when you're doing a solid piece, you can just, fit it so that you can try to get as many cuts out of the same strip as you can. But on this particular one, I wanted specifically for the darkest part to show so that my scarf would stand out against the background, and so I could kind of shift it around until I found a spot that had a lot of black, and then I wanted the design to kind of go diagonal, so it's really nice. Another tip, which I didn't end up doing on this one, is that you want to peel off this part here so that you don't accidentally use any of this little tiny extra spot there. And then, because then it'll have a cut in it when you go to peel it up. So anyway, you just, you peel it up partial the way, and then you shift it around until you find your spot that you like, and then you just press it back down, and then you peel up your Post-it note, and then you can put that right into your Cricut, and it's going to cut it in the exact spot you wanted. I did find, as far as getting the cut off of your strip, I found the best luck with kind of folding it until the edge kind of raised a little bit, and then I picked it up with some tweezers. And the other nice thing about having the tweezers holding it is then, you can take it and kind of, arrange it around and kind of hold it above until you find a spot that you're wanting to commit to. So then you just keep on doing that for every cut. You just line this back up, and then you put, obviously you're going to want to line it up straight. You just keep on lifting it up and putting your strip underneath there until you've used up all of the spots that you can use for that strip. Like, here's another spot I could use, and then you just press it down. I do recommend pulling off the top plastic layer of the nail strip and using the vinyl setting. I did read that if you wanted to leave the plastic strip on, that you would use the iron-on setting, And so I didn't want to have to deal with that, because I don't know if you've ever tried to use a punch. Trying to get that plastic piece is very hard once it's isolated and you don't have the pull tab anymore. But I did have another piece that I layered Glittersweet on top of. And then so for that one, I actually layered it on. I didn't want to try to do two different cuts and then have to line them up. So I actually put the Glittersweet on top of the plaid. And then when I did that one, I did change it to the iron-on setting, since it was more than one layer. So it would cut through both of the layers. So I think the only other thing as far as tips and tricks I can think of would be to make sure that you put a clear as day or a top coat on. I ended up using clear as day because I was going to bed and I didn't want the potential of a top coat getting sheet marks on it. And I think that's it. Like I said, this is my only second time trying it, so if anyone else has any tips or tricks to share, I would love to hear them. And I look forward to seeing your creations.